And meanwhile, just down the road from here, St. Luke's Hospital has also been busy with expansions and new programs.
One of their biggest projects is phase 2 of their campus expansion, which is a $58 million, 82,000 square foot vertical expansion of that building. Now, that created nearly 60 new private cardiac and intensive care unit hospital rooms. They're also transforming inpatient units into all private rooms and rebuilding the parking ramp. In November, St. Luke's completed a major remodel of its hospice and oncology unit. $5.2 million went to expanding the OB/GYN clinic, doubling its size. There are many more additions and renovations to space, technology, and services, including a surgery center in Moose Lake. And you can find a breakdown of St. Luke's projects on our website, northernnewsnow.com.
And while many medical resources are available to people in the Duluth area, that is not the case for everyone.